Good afternoon. I'm Catherine Tipper, President of Hunter Benefits.
And I'm Christopher Tipper, CEO and founder of Hunter Benefits.
We're the co-hosts of On the Couch.
The Friday afternoon bourbon edition. There we go.
I don't think we're going to be saying the same thing at the same time. Right?
No,
that's probably
that's all
not
right.
Okay. Today's sales-oriented episode is about a phrase that Christopher has been hearing a lot lately. The Mega Back Door Roth. Is this PG?
It is rated PG.
Okay, good. But before Christopher and I talk about that, Kristina is going to discuss what we saw in a major news publication at the beginning of the week. Kristina.
Yes, there was a major article trying to give participants information about how they can get their benefits and saying things like, well, they'll just take your money and send it off to the state.
I like the best part was after 2 years they inactivate your account and you don't get any gain anymore.
Right.
That was a good one.
Yeah. It was like, I can't help but think it would be wrong for IRAs as well as for qualified plans. But he felt that he had quoted two professors of a major university and none of them got it right.
No, and he was probably conflating government with ERISA plans. Possibly.
But I think
ERISA
government
is a great
plans would still give them income, even though the money was still there for longer than 2 years.
Right.
Yeah.
So the bottom line is there's lots of strong rules on that. You just can't toss out somebody's money after a couple of years.
We even did a video on it.
Yes, we did.
Just saying, just reassuring you.
Yeah, we've got a video on this.
And the problem is that there's a lot of bad information out there and misleading participants who think that they can lose whatever benefits they have when they've met all of the vesting requirements in the plan.
Right.
And it's a travesty, I say.
Something like that. And do we have a mini update?
Well, we have kind of mini up.
Okay, mini up.
It's not really a date.
Okay.
We had talked earlier about the fact that Congress is trying to pass a rule to help the multi-employer plans.
Right.
And the way they came up with that, how to help them, was to limit what all defined contribution plans can have as contributions. They amended it and took that part out of the Senate version.
Okay, so that's good news.
Well, yeah, because it really limits what employers can do in their plans, and they dislike that.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Kristina. Catherine.
Yes.
Do you know what's the difference between a Roth deferral and a voluntary after-tax contribution?
They are similar in some respects, but the Roth is related to a certain maximum amount.
And that a maximum amount is?
$26,000.
For 50 and older, right?
Right, and then there's a catch-up.
Yeah. Well, no, the 26 includes the catch-up.
That's true.
Yeah. And there's no tax on the gain.
Correct.
When you take it out, right? Okay.
And that's an important point on Roth.
And are you very familiar with voluntary after-tax?
It's about people. What do you want me to say? What I know?
Okay.
You're scared. You're scared. It's fun to see the fear in his eyes.
Quiz.
Well, voluntary after-tax is like you're still taking advantage of some of the nice things about the gain not. You've already paid your taxes. You're putting money in. You've already paid your taxes. So when you take it out...
You're taxed on the gain.
What?
Voluntary,
I come here to learn.
Voluntary after-tax money, you put it in after tax, and there's gain. You're taxed on the gain when you take it out.
So then that's my big question at the end of this is why? Why? Why would you do that?
Well, okay. Well, we're going to get to that. Now then, voluntary after-tax...
Sounds like a bad idea, right?
Yeah. So remember the thing you weren't so sure about that was PG or not?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. We're going to get back to that. We're going to tie it all together. Okay? All right.
Okay.
Now then, so I thought I'd been done with voluntary after-tax long ago, all right? But it seems to be...
relationship?
Yeah. Something like that. But it seems to be the flavor of the month when referred to as a Mega Back Door Roth contribution. Now, the promotional material I've been hearing about is absolutely correct, but it's explaining it in a way that makes it look like it's applicable to everybody, but it isn't. So let me explain it. Okay, and Philippe, we're going to try to put a card inside the video so that you guys can see the numbers. All right. Now then, Roth deferrals inside a 401k plan can be covered by the safe harbor contribution. So in other words, if the employer's got safe harbor contributions, the Roth deferrals can go in. We have no additional testing. Voluntary after-tax contributions are not covered by the safe harbor contribution. They're part of the matching test. Now, these voluntary after-tax contributions, that's the first step in the Mega Back Door Roth. Now we're going to do a little math, and this is why we're going to put a card up. Okay. If somebody has $290,000 in wages, that's the maximum amount we can look at this year, and they make a $38,500 after-tax contribution, all right, that's the most they can make, presuming they're doing a deferral, that's a 13.28% contribution. We do our testing based on percentages. That means the average match to all the non-highly compensated employees has to be 10.62%. That's not a number we see very often. But
it's like great inflation.
Or something like that, absolutely. But if you do instead of doing a Mega Backdoor Roth with a voluntary after-tax contribution, we suggest you make an employer contribution, $290,000 in wages, $38,500 in a contribution. That works out to only being possibly as little as 1.43% more than your 3% safe harbor deposit. So is 1.43 less than 10%, Catherine?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Just a little bit? Filippo's going just a little bit. All right.
Why do people do this?
Well, it's for the people who want to do more than $26,000 a year in Roth deferral contributions. They might just be starting a plan, so there's no employer contributions for them to convert to Roth. Or they're an employee and they can't control their employer's contribution, so they're trying to come up with a way to put more than $26,000 away for Roth.
So, and one of the advantages is sometimes people like 401k plans because they're protected. It's more protected money, right?
Correct. That's one thing. Yep.
That might be one reason.
No, I don't think, no. Everybody
Okay.
I've ever spoken to, they're only talking about taxes.
Okay. So who does this work for?
Well, the brochures make it look like it works for absolutely everybody. It doesn't, so I'm glad you asked. It works for large companies that do not need a safe harbor contribution in order to pass testing. It works when the non-highly compensated employee wants to make the contribution. And of course, it works for owner-only plans.
Okay. I recall being in a meeting once where someone actually specialized a little bit. What was the scenario where somebody was actually able to work with a company and do a lot of this
work? Right. We've met financial advisors who have a lot of personal tax planning for employees who work at a major international company that has probably over 100,000 employees worldwide and definitely north of 50,000 in the States. All right. So it works in that type of scenario. Not if you've got one owner and 9 or 10 rank and file, it's not going to work.
But this was an organization with a fair amount of highly compensated
right.
folks in it that weren't.
They were well paid, but not considered highly compensated.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Kristina, do you have questions?
No.
Okay.
Are we doing this right?
Yeah.
Are we passing the audition?
Yes.
Okay. Good.
Okay. So, say it one more time.
What?
I think it's such a funny phrase.
The Mega Back Door Roth.
What do they do when it does work? Do they convert the after-tax contribution into Roth once it's in the plan?
Yep. Very simple.
Wow. Can they convert other money to Roth at the same time if they want to?
Yes, always with our big caveat, if the document and record keeper allow for it, it is possible.
Once again, it seems like the right course of action is to contact us, namely Christopher, to see what the best solution for the client is, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. So it is Friday. We are drinking
Friday.
bourbon.
Yes.
And it is the one way to liven up the mega after-tax Roth extravaganza.
Mega. Now I forgot what it's really called. Mega Back Door.
Back Door.
Mega Back Door After Tax Roth.
Yeah, Mega Back Door After Tax Roth. Okay,
Very
great.
good.
We got
So name my
Filippo.
next album.
Filippo's the one who remembers it. Thanks, Filippo. Any
Sounds
questions,
like a
Filippo?
bad rock band.
Did you guys do this a lot at a bank?
Oh yeah, no.
Did you
Oh, yeah,
really?
No.
No? Oh, yeah, no.
Oh yeah, no.
Anything
So-
else, Kristina?
No,
All right.
So, if you want more information, please go to our website, which is hunterbenefits.com, or email us at sales@hunterbenefits.com.
Like, subscribe, share, comment, all that other good stuff. Let your friends know about us, all right? Take
Yep.
care. Have a good weekend.